What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Trading Wars. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you had a wonderful day. We had some excellent trades today in the trading room. We had two great trades, and SPY also set up for a nice swing trade. So I wanted to go ahead, give you guys a recap, talk to you about the V trigger, and then also talk to you about the plan for SPY going forward. All right. So if you're ready, let's step into the war zone. So first and foremost, why don't you let me know where you're tuning in from tonight? Let me throw your name up on the screen, show you some love. Shout out to all the Trading Wars Army members in the building. I appreciate you. Mittel, what's going on? Roop, Luca, Bad Indie in the building. No Shirt now, what's going on, brother? Kevin, Michael, good to see you guys. Trading Wars Army. Liz, what's going on? Vancouver, good to see you. Will from Miami, what's going on? Darkness, what's going on, brother? Haven't seen you in a while. Hope all is good with you, brother. Johnny, what's going on? Dizzy, what's going on? All right. Okay, let's get into this. So we have Marcus, what's going on? Danielle from New York City. So the first thing we do is we hit the market replay, as we always do, and we need to draw the previous day's high and low. And that's always used as a reference because we need to determine where we are opening. Where we are opening is going to determine how we're going to trade. Cody, what's going on? Mark from Washington. Tom's from Idaho. Habibi, what's going on? Surfing Trends in the building. Trading Wars Army. Good to see you, brother. Thanks for all the help in the room. JJ Fish, what's going on? Phoenix checking in. Good to see you guys. All right, so I want to go ahead. Let's focus here. Let's get the pen and the pad out. I'm going to show you about triggers, okay? So we have these two yellow lines. Here's the previous day's high and low. Very simple, okay? So now what we're going to do is we're going to go into my trading plan, trigger trades. So what are trigger trades? STK, what's going on, brother? Trigger trades are basically automated trades. Okay. So every day I have these plans that I post. And for a lot of people, you can just trade this. You don't need to complicate things. These are predetermined plans, automated plans. So you're going to see today that we had a wonderful day on both sides of the ladder today. And let me show you how we did that. So the first one here is going to be, I'm going to go ahead and draw this up. So our entry was 456.45. Okay. Our stop was 455.13. And then I'm going to show you how we take profits. Okay. So I always start off with a wide stop loss whenever I trade a trigger. And then I try to tighten up the stop loss according to the price action. And I'm always trying to scale out. Okay. So let's go ahead here right now. And let's go into the room. So the first thing this morning, guys, is we had an inside open. So let me draw that for you. So there's your inside open. Okay. So if you notice, if you look deeply at the bar, we opened in the middle of the range. Okay. And right away, we went all the way up, like instantly within 5 minutes. We went all the way up and we hit our trigger long. So that was a very, very bullish bar right off the open. And you can see that we started off here and I said, I'm going to pass on the orb, right? So I didn't want to take the orb because we opened in the range. And anytime we open in the range, we could be very choppy. It could be a lot of fake outs. So I went ahead, and I didn't take the orb, but we got filled on the trigger. So you'll see here. So we got filled long at 9:34 a.m. Okay, so that was the 456.45. And then I'll show you how I managed this trade. So what we do here is the first thing that you want to do is you want to scale out near the previous day's high, right? That's always going to be an area of potential resistance. And then from there, you can tighten up your stop loss. Okay. So when you tighten up your stop loss, it depends on how you want to do it. If you want to go aggressive immediately, you could put it to break even, right? And that will just, that'll just be, okay, either it goes right now or it doesn't. But definitely you need to tighten up your stop loss so that, you don't lose a lot. Okay. And then from there, you could see we had another leg push through here and then we started to turn. So that's exactly what I'm looking for here. Every new high, you could see every new high here, I'm scaling out the position. And what I did was with the rest of this position, I put the stop loss to break even. All right. And you'll see it right here. So we filled long. All right, friends, took most of my position off. I have a runner left with stops at break even. No need for greed. We made bank the last 2 days. So exactly as we started hitting these targets, I write the targets down in the room. Then once we started hitting those targets, I put the stop loss to break even because we don't want a good trade to become a loser, right? So might as well get the stop loss to break even and walk away. And then you'll see what happened here, guys, right after this is we started to retrace, okay? And so I'm going to walk you through everything. So, but in terms of trades, we took that trigger, okay? So that was the first trade. Hit me with a 1 if you're following me so far. So we took the trigger long and we went to stop loss to break even. So we scaled out on the way up, put the stop to break even. And this candle here, when it came back down, took out the rest of the position. That's how you play tactical. You read the price action, you go ahead, you scale out, you get the stop loss to break even when you can, and then you just move on, okay? So here, what we had was a Fibonacci leg. So if I take the Fibonacci from the low to the high, we had this 382. And I don't ever buy on the 382 because it's not deep enough. But if we get a candlestick confirmation, so you could see right here, we had a hammer, right? If you get a candlestick confirmation, you can always take the trade and you would just play the bar. So if it breaks the high here, that's when you go long. And you can see the very next bar came in, failed, and boom. Okay. And now I want you to pay attention to this. Okay. Because this might be a little bit tricky for some of you to understand that are new to the Fibonacci. But every leg is going to have a measured move. So what is a measured move? The measured move is basically where the algorithm can lock in profit. And something that I've taught you guys a lot is the 272 extension. It seems to be a very critical area where we have profit taking. So just think about this think about it like this. If you bought here and we made a new high, if you are strictly an algorithm robot, you're going to use these Fibonacci's as your targets, okay? Because it's all mathematical based. So when we came up here now, we had the 272. So we had a combination of a few things going on. We had this algorithm here that stepped in, and we also had the buyers in the morning like me. So we had the buyers over here that took the triggers like me. Then we had the Fibonacci pullback here. So then we had both of those buyers stepping in. And then when we get to these extensions, they're just dumping their position. Hit me with a 2 if you follow me there. And you can physically see it, right? If you look at the candle, you could see. Look at this long wick. So that wick is showing you the selling pressure, and you could see it lines up on the 272. So you know, hey, this is where we are locking in profits. And you're going to see today that when we lock in profits, we can go the other way very quickly. And you're going to see what happened here. Boom. Okay. So you see that, guys? So take a note of that. That's profit taking. Okay. That's literally what it looks like, right? There we go. That's profit taking. And the key to learn about this fib was the 382 filled first, and we made a new high. Okay. So when the 382 fills and we make a new high, right, then that's already showing that the algo stepped in earlier in the move, right? So you can go ahead and try to play these legs, this one here, the 50 and the 618. You could try to play that, but you have to remember that this bullish algo right here already made its money and it locked in the profit. We could see it on the 272 extension. All right. So we had that big red candle come in. And then what you're going to see now is once that big red candle came in, it changed the trend for the day. Okay. And I'm going to show you how we read that. So the last play that we took on the day was a trigger short. So I'm going to show you here. So we went short at 1:53, so around 2 o'clock. So I'm going to show you this short. So it was at 452.73. Okay. So I'm going to show you this one here. So I'm just going to draw this line. Let's put it in red. And I want you to just remember this level. Okay. So keep this level in your mind. I'll put it in red. All right. So once we go ahead and we change the trend, you can see it's changed because we made a new low on the day. So now what you're going to be looking for is when we pull back on this Fibonacci like this, you're going to take it from the high to the low now. You're going to go the other direction, right? Because you could tell that the trend has changed. So let's continue. So we come back. So every time we make a new low, you just move your anchor. Okay. So we had a nice inside bar here. So some members caught this. This was a nice inside bar breakdown. So you just take the break below. That was a nice one. And then let's go ahead here. Okay. So you keep moving your anchor. Okay. Now here's your anchor. Your high and your low is in. Okay. We got to move it again. So this is what I do in real time. You want to constantly move your anchor until we start. There we go. So now we retrace. So there's your 382 rejection. You have a nice inside bar. So the inside bar gives you a confirmation. It's saying that, hey, we're pausing. We're losing power to the bullish side. We're going sideways. And then from there, that's when we get the breakdown. Boom. Okay, so there's your new low. So now what you want to do from there is now you're going to take your fib now from the new anchor, which is here, and then you're going to bring it down to the low like this. Okay, and then you'll see that. So again, we're going to come back down here, and then we pop back up to the 618, and then eventually we roll over, bam. Okay, so that was all the fibs, but let's talk about this trigger one more time. Okay, so the red line was my trigger short. Just like we had a trigger to the upside that made money, we went short. But you'll notice that I didn't take the short until 2 o'clock. I didn't take this one. And some of you might ask me why. So I'm going to show you that right now. So I wanted to take the V trigger, V. So here's your V. So it's an upside down V right there. You see, there's your V, because if you notice the way we came down here, right? The way we came down here was a shallow retracement. If I take it from the height of the low, right? It was a shallow retracement. It was only a 382 retracement. So that was making me feel like this push that's going to break might not be the strongest one. So you'll see in the room here, I said right here, you can try the trigger short also, but I would like to see it V or retest first. So that was at 12:30. So we came back at 2 o'clock here, guys, and then we caught it on this trigger. So this trigger, the second time around, is usually going to be a lot stronger. So we caught this short here, which rolled over into the close. And I just want to show you guys on Twitter, I've been doing some free call outs here just to, to share more education with the community and to show what we do in the VIP. So make sure you're following the Twitter. But we started off this morning. I said, so this is when I showed the initial trade. Line in the sand is 452.73, looking to short if we break that level. So I gave the level there for free to everybody. And then you could see that we started rolling over and we had a big flush into the close. All right. So there we go. Hit me with a 10 if you're following me there. So in terms of the actual call outs and the trades, we took the trigger long this morning, which was here, and then we took the V trigger short. So both of those were winners. The V trigger, the second time around, it did take a little bit of time. You could see that we consolidated for a bit, but we did get that nirvana, which took us down. So there was a lot of confirmation here. If you notice here on this level, we had a nirvana that first took us up, and then we had a nirvana that took us down. So I find that very, very interesting. That's extremely interesting there when you see those synergies. So let's go ahead here and let's look at the daily chart. So we have a swing trade ready for tomorrow for SPY. We have a very nice outside bar, and I'm going to post that right after the stream. I'm going to post that in the room. The last time we had an outside bar was here, which did get some push down. So definitely was it still able to make some money there. But this one right here, the second most recent one, was that big monster push. So we're looking at this outside bar tomorrow for a swing trade. I like trading outside bars on the daily chart for SPY because they are less frequent. They're a little bit more rare. So it gives me, a good opportunity to try something. And what I like about the outside bar is if you look at the day before, what we did is we broke the high and the low of the previous day. So what does that mean? It means that we are basically we trapped the bears and the bulls. So some of the bulls got trapped on the breakout. Some of the bears ended up chasing late to the short. So we have a lot of people that are trapped in the game. So tomorrow we're going to be looking at the open. We're going to go down to the 5-minute chart and we're going to try to get an entry for the swing trade. Okay. So that's the game plan going in tomorrow. Hopefully, I'm neutral, and if SPY goes up or down, it doesn't really bother me because I'm making money in both ways. But what I want to see is some clean follow through like this. Okay. And you could see back here, guys, we called the bottom on SPY over here, and that was from a 786 Fibonacci. Okay. So let me just refresh your mind on that. So we called this bottom on SPY here using this fib. We went from low to high and we tagged the 786. So now what we're going to do here, guys, is we're going to take this anchor for the fib from low and we're going to push it up to the high here. So we are still we have a potential, big room to fill for the fibs here. Okay. We haven't even gotten to the 382 yet. So there is room for SPY. If it wants to retrace, we can definitely retrace to any one of these fib levels without a problem. And that wouldn't be a big deal. It would just be, another leg within the Fibonacci. It would be another leg. So nothing to go crazy about, but still there's room. And then on the other side, if we want to turn the corner tomorrow, that would be extremely bullish, and then we can start to just rip to the upside potentially. And if we do turn the corner tomorrow by the end of this week, and we're above 462.21, I do expect a little bit of resistance in this area, 466.67, but most likely gonna probably make new all-time highs. But if we start turning back around tomorrow, that'll be a sign that the bears they haven't given up. They haven't given up their fight yet. Okay. All right. So there we go. There we go, guys. I hope you enjoyed that recap and also the swing trade idea there. Please check me out at tradingwars.com if you're interested in what I do. You can trade live with me tomorrow in the room. And if you get any one of my 3 books, you get 1 month for free. So you get the education and the experience, which is always great. Or you can just subscribe directly on the main page right here if you're not interested in the books. Okay. So there we go, guys. I hope you enjoyed this stream, and I hope that I gave you some education that you can use. I very much appreciate your time. Hit me with a 1 if you enjoyed the stream. I try to make these a little bit more short and concise. Just to recap on today, we had an inside open, and then we took our triggers, which was here and over here. We took our triggers just to the upside and then to the downside. So keeping it really simple, like nothing too crazy. And remember, I told you guys yesterday about the advanced patterns, right? So the Nirvana pattern is the pattern in blue. It is one of my rarest patterns, right? And I showed you guys yesterday with the Nirvana, there was 2 trades, 1 winner, 1 loser. And then if you look at today, we had 2 trades that were both winners. So if you want to go ahead and just focus on the advanced patterns, you could definitely do that as well. And I've talked about it in my seminars. It's you got to be a little bit more patient, but definitely when you get these patterns, they are very powerful, and they can go on amazing win streaks. There's also losing streaks, but the upside potential is always there. All right. Thank you very much. Please do leave a comment. If you leave a comment, you have a chance to win the giveaway every Sunday that we do. So please do leave a comment at the end of this video, and I will see you bright and early tomorrow. We are up 2 days in a row. So tomorrow's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We have 3 days. So we still need to be disciplined, because you can give back your gains in 3 days. So we definitely have to take our time and just make sure we take our money. We don't want to give anything back. All right. So thanks again, guys. I will see you tomorrow.